It's time to mind your business with me, Jamillah Lodge. Tune in to find out how to mind your business with BEDC, special guest entrepreneurs, industry experts, and more. Brought to you by BEDC. Bermuda Business starts here. So welcome to Mind Your Business.
Hi.
I am your host, Jamillah Lodge, and I'm so pleased to have both of you here, Jahkera Tucker and Dashaé Simons, owners of Piece by Piece Puzzles.
Yes.
And it's Piece, P-E-A-C-E,
Yes.
by P-I-E-C-E.
Yes.
I see what you did there. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
I think I first met you because you were in our Vendor Academy program.
Yes.
And so I was really... it was interesting to see what you were doing. But before we get into that, I'm going to ask you questions about the business. But I would love for you to just tell us a little bit about yourself. So who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Okay.
So yes, my name is Dashaé Simons, and I grew up in a kind of an entrepreneurial background. My nana used to have a candy store, and then my mom took that over and she turned it into a clothing store. So I'm always kind of had that background with me. So
Yeah.
now that I'm here and I met with Jahkera, it's like, look, let's make something of this and do something for ourselves, and that's a little bit about me.
Okay.
So I'm Jahkera Tucker. 27 years old. This is my first time actually venturing into like one of my official like businesses. One of our business like ideas that we had. We have a long list of them, but
Oh, really? Okay.
this is the first one that we're actually like putting out there. And for me, I come from a completely different background. I would say like I'm one of the first entrepreneurs to start like really pushing the business in my family per se. So this is all new to me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Okay. Well, I love that you have a list of ideas. You're like, which one will we?
Yeah.
We do. So why did you settle on this idea out of all of them?
So I used to work in retail, and a lot of tourists used to come into the store and they used to ask about like local puzzles and different little things like souvenirs for them to take back. And I thought it would be a good idea to actually do it, but this was like in 2021, sorry.
Okay.
2021.
I was going to say, girl, wait a minute. You weren't even...
Yeah, 2021.
Okay.
But I never really like pushed on it. It was always just like a thought or something in the back of my head that I wanted to do. And I spoke with Dashaé about it, and he was like, that would be a good idea. And then over the years, I had a conversation with my dad about it, and that's when he was like, yeah, you can definitely do this. And he sent us down some samples of how we could work. So that's where these first two puzzles actually started out of my daughter. And then from there, we just took it on and we just made it all in, and we started to really browse, and the business grew.
Okay. So I like the fact that you can personalize the puzzles, right? Yes. Was that always your intention? Because I know initially you said the idea came about where you wanted to, I guess, respond to the tourists looking for it, so you could get them pre-printed and all of that.
Yes.
So why did you decide to include the customization?
So that was Dashaé's idea.
Well, you tell me why you decided.
So for me, I just felt that we came up with the old traditional puzzles with like a forest or a Pinocchio puzzle. So I was like, if we can customize them, make it more personal to people, I think that it would be a hit. So I actually went to a meeting with someone, and I was talking about separate business, and I mentioned the puzzles, and they was like, look, I need 60. And we actually had no product at all. Yeah, no product. So I was just like, look, babe, we gotta make 60 puzzles for this organization. And we didn't have nothing. So we put some things together and made it happen, and now that's where we are.
The rest is history, right? So then, to me, that just speaks to it was a demand for it, right?
Yes.
So it's a nice keepsake. I know my mother-in-law loves puzzles, right? And she always complains that it's difficult to find representation, like people of color in puzzles.
Yeah.
So if you can do your own, like put your own family and your own memories on a puzzle, I think that that's really cool.
Yeah.
So talk to me about the sizing and the size puzzles that you have.
So we have 20-piece puzzles, 80 pieces, 120-piece. That's the largest that we have right now, and we have a 75-piece heart puzzle.
Okay.
So the sizes started out. We wanted to have like a general small, medium, large size, and first started off with the 120-piece and the 20 pieces. And then we found when we actually did the Small Business Expo, people were asking for the kids, like, oh, the 20-piece is a little too easy, but the 120 is too hard.
Yeah.
And then the heart-shaped puzzle will kind of throw them off because of the shape.
Right.
So that's why we started to offer the 80-piece puzzle, and that's like the perfect medium for kids.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I think the good thing about, because you do vendor markets, is that you can get that immediate feedback, right, from your customers and your clientele, and you can adjust as necessary. So talk to me about the production side. Like, what is required to get this, and how long does it take?
You want to take it?
Okay.
It's up to you.
So we do everything on island.
Okay.
We don't ship anything overseas and then wait for it to come back. We do everything here. So between the two of us, we can get an order done in under 3 days.
Okay.
So what the process looks like is you would send us an email with your picture and the size puzzle that you would like, and then like when do you need it for. Some people want it like urgent, or some people want it for like a later date, but they want to just get their order in because the doors get busy sometimes. So then we would go into our systems and we put it into our software, and we send them a picture of what the puzzle will look like. They will confirm that, and then it's a 50% deposit that's was done because it is a custom design. We can't resell that. And then once we receive that, we just start the production of your order.
Okay. All right. Well, I think it's pretty cool that in my mind I'm thinking of like Harbor Nights and different vendor markets like that. Like, is there a world where you could, sometimes you go to a booth, they take your picture and then put it on a you go walk around, come back and get the t-shirt. Like, is there a world where you could do that?
We can, but because we work jobs outside of piece by piece, it's the time. You know what I mean? So, but if we had a full day we could do that.
Yeah.
No problem. We could do that.
Yeah. So we actually thought about doing that, like for people when we go to like vendors markets or events, about we can make your puzzle right here for you. You can just send us the image and things like that.
Yeah.
Because people like that type of stuff.
They do.
Whereas on demand, it's fast and I can get it before I leave the event and stuff like that. So that is something that we thought about. Yeah,
I'm thinking like going back to your the reason why you thought about the idea is like, tourists want a keepsake, but what if they can get it that's personal, like a picture of them in front of the landmark, right? So definitely will be something that they will remember, and I would think hold dear. Now let's go back and talk about the name, right? Because we already said it's peace, but spelled different, like peace with the peace sign, and then peace as in peace. So can you talk to me a little bit about how you came up with the name and what does it mean to you?
Okay, well, we both had input into the name. She came up with piece by piece, and then I said to her, how about if we change the piece to peace, right? And she was like, that's kind of creative, I like that. And I was saying, because doing a puzzle brings you peace, right? And putting together the pieces brings tranquility, right? So I was just like, we should run with that, and here we are now.
Yeah, okay. I love the way you guys collaborate. Like, talk to me about the partnership and how it works, because sometimes it can be, like, God, we liked each other at the start, but afterwards. So how do you work together collaboratively? How does it work?
Well, like you said, with every partnership, it's a yin and a yang.
Yes.
Right? So it's a constant tug of war, but we tend to meet in the middle on most things. And if not, then it's like, look, babe, you do your idea, I'll do my idea, and then let's present it to each other, and we'll see and go from there. Sometimes we give hers, we give mine, or we'll merge it.
Okay. Yeah. I like it. That's great because it can be difficult, sometimes. I know we always advise in partnerships to, it helps to clearly identify the roles, like who's going to be responsible. Somebody might be doing the finances, somebody might be doing product development, but it sounds like you each share that responsibility. Okay, I'm glad it's working. That's wonderful. So now I want to talk about the Vendor Academy, right? I mentioned that because that's where I first met you. Why did you decide to sign up for it?
So initially we wanted to do Harbor Nights.
Yes.
And that was, we're going to do Harbor Nights summer. We're going to get these puzzles done. And one of my friends, she does Harbor Nights. And she actually sent me the flyer, the thing on Instagram. I was like, I think you should sign up for this because you're a new business. It will give you some good insight. Like, she gave rave reviews about the BEDC. So I said, let's sign up and let's try it. If we got chosen to do it, then we do it. If not, we'll just do our own research outside of this. So from there we went, and honestly, I was really interested in it because I've never run a business or anything like that, so I don't know anything.
Yeah. You're a newbie. Yeah.
So I figured it would help me to get like more insight, especially with like Bermuda market and like, just around your business. What do you want for your business per se?
What do you think, Dashaé?
Me, first, well, I'm a YouTube university.
Yes,
so,
why
not? So I was like, baby, if you're getting paid $250 for 2 hours every Tuesday, you could do that at home. That's just me. I'm like that.
Right.
But then when we came, and I was only gonna come the first week, and he came to see what it was like, and then after the first session, I was like, all right, this is all right. We stuck it out, and we went through it, and it's probably the best $250 we ever spent. So,
I love to hear it.
Really good.
It was good.
Good. I love to hear that. And you bring up a good point because a lot of people, especially when you're starting out, you're trying to manage your money, right? You got to keep your overhead down. And so the reason why we do things like that is that you'll be surprised how much you can learn when you're sitting next to someone who's in a similar position as you. You know what I mean? Just to be able to like bounce those ideas off each other, get that feedback. It's a little different than YouTube University. Now, YouTube University definitely has its place, but especially since you said understanding like what the local market is. That's different.
And,
you see,
that was like one of my main things. So I was like, you can research things, but most times it's about overseas. And we have to find our feel and our space in Bermuda. So I think that's what really encouraged me to actually sign up and participate and go through it. Shout out to Andrea because that was amazing. It was really amazing.
What was your favorite part?
My favorite part?
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't homework. I would say when we got to set up our stores after receiving all the information and we had to present it to you. I think that's when you was So then with the feedback we got back, and then this picture that we have here, you actually was in it with us. This was actually a good low time for us.
It was really nice. I would say for me that was a fun part that I enjoyed as well, like setting up these stores and seeing what everybody has to offer because Bermuda is small, and sometimes it's like, oh, someone else does that, and then when the case may be, but everybody's different. Everyone does it differently, so that was really nice. And then for me, another interesting thing was when we had the finance session.
How'd that go? Because sometimes it's
because I'm a person where I'm like, people's gonna pay that for that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, so I'm gonna just price it at this because I want to sell it and things like that. So it was really encouraging and helping to hear her say, you need to price your stuff at what it costs. Because sometimes you're giving things away for free.
Absolutely.
And you don't even know it. So, that was a really interesting course for me.
I mean, it's important because a lot of times, especially if you don't have that background, you're just thinking about what I would be willing to pay for it or what I think others would be willing to pay for it. But you have to factor into your costs. And I think sometimes, when we go shopping for ourselves as consumers, you'd be like, that's too expensive. I'm not paying for that. Right. Why they charging all that money, right? But then when you think now as an entrepreneur, you know how much your materials cost. Right. You know how much time on task you had to spend. How long did it take you to make the puzzle?
But that's shipping.
All shipping, duty, like all of that stuff, right? And so all of those things together, and you got to build in a profit because you got to pay yourselves. Yeah. That's where your price comes from, right? And whatever it is what it is, right? And so I think I'm glad you were able to go through that process, because sometimes that's a hard lesson to learn when you're just out in the wild trying to figure it out yourself, because you can go so many months not making no money. And you're like, wait a minute, why?
And it looks like you're making money because the money's buying it, things are coming in, but when you have to spend out, it's like, well, where your money go?
Something that, like, it's nothing left in the bank account. What's going on? So I'm glad you learned that early. So as you go through this process, you can kind of adjust and fine tune. And where you might be able to have some pricing advantage is, I guess, once you start ordering more, right? You get discounts. All of those kinds of things can help you if you're looking at ways to try to get, reduce your price and costs and stuff like that. But it has to be tied to what you pay to actually create the thing, right? So I think it was great getting to meet you at that initial session, but it's all about your presentation, right? Because people, they shop with their eyes, they smell, ears, all of that stuff plays into it. And so I don't think a lot of people think about it like that. They're like, oh, it's just a vendor. It's just a vendor market. It's not it's a business.
It's a business. It is a business.
You might not have a fixed location, but for the day or for however many hours, that little square or whatever you're in is your fixed location, right? 100%. And so I do think that being able to see that and hear that and learn that, it puts you in good stead. So now you know what to do when when you show up. So what would you say has been the most challenging part of kind of building this business?
I would say time. Because we both work 9 to 5. Yes. And we have a kid. So trying to find the time to put into the business and have time to sleep and get back up and go work again, that's the biggest part for me. And then I would say after that would probably be finance, because taking on a business is adding extra expenses to what we already have to do. So that would be my top 2. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree when it comes to time and funding, because like you said, we have a 3-year-old and she's really busy. So when you come home evenings, you have like a short span of time to really try to fit everything in before it's time for bed. And then with funding, when it comes to ordering samples, because we want to offer larger sizes and different things like that, going back and forth to make sure that this is right and that's right, it can get costly. Expensive.
Yes, I know that's right. I mean, those are the challenges, and I think the only way to address them, especially when it comes to time, that means, do I have to hire someone, even if it's like part-time, a summer student, you know what I mean? To give yourself some time back. So maybe you guys are working on the business, finding the customer and all that, but then you hire someone to actually produce the puzzles. I don't know. It might be early for that, but that's how you have to look at it, right? It's like, you only got 24 hours. So how are you going to maximize that time so that you can produce a product? So right now, do you have existing puzzles that you just have and then you want to sell them, or are you doing all custom order?
So our local puzzles, yes. So we have a collection, like a spring collection of local puzzles that we have, and those are available in the 20 piece, the 80, and the 120. And then the custom ones, you could just hit us up and you can get that as you order.
Okay. I also launching our Buy Bermuda website. People can go on and shop and order there.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. And for those who may not know, Buy Bermuda is a website that BEDC is a virtual market, if you will. You can sign up on there. There's no cost for you. And then we act as a master merchant. So BEDC will receive payments, and then we'll pay out to you in your bank accounts on a weekly basis. So I'm glad to hear that you're doing that, because I was going to ask you, I'm like, how do people reach out? How do they find you if they're interested in getting puzzles?
Right.
Yeah. Most times it's either Instagram or what's email, or people would just give us a call, say that they would like to order puzzles. So we decided to start with the Buy Bermuda website. Eventually, we do want to launch
our own
website where people can upload their own images and see how the actual puzzle looks before they order and different things like that. But we start off with Buy Bermuda so that it's accessible for people.
At least people can order, so the money can start coming. We need that money. Okay, so how have your customers kind of responded to the puzzles and all of that? What has been the feedback?
So we got great feedback. I think it's because it's new. Yeah. So we go to vendors markets and people are like, "Oh my gosh, I thought these were pictures." Yes. Puzzles, and it's good feedback. People are like, "Oh, they make great gifts," and it's just something different that they didn't expect to see there. Right. So for us, when we go out, sometimes we don't make much money, but we make connections and we make future sales because people take the cards and like, "Oh, I'm gonna order some for this or for that," and things like that. So it's been really great feedback, I think.
Where do you get your pictures for the puzzles that you produce, the ones that are not custom?
We take them.
Yeah. Drive around the island and
Really?
Yeah. And some of the pictures you see up high. I also do scaffolding. So when I'm at high locations, nice pictures, I take pictures and stuff like that. So yeah, we
so you're the artist too.
Yes.
Would you ever consider doing a collaboration with local Bermuda artists?
So we actually did. I bought one. It's in a bag. Let me get it.
Yeah. So we actually have been looking to start that. Yeah. We did start with one artist where he sent us his artwork and we put it on a puzzle. Yeah. He's loved it, but it is something that we're looking to do in the future.
Look, that's beautiful.
Yeah, so the artist, the artist is named Kieran Francis.
Yes.
Yeah, so I turn around so everybody could get a little.
It's beautiful. It's a picture of gumbays, and I'm like, these are the kind of things that I think resonate with people. Yeah. And I think also the ability to partner with local artists, it kind of the story. You know what I mean? The story can sell the whole thing. And you have that Bermuda Walls project, right? Around Bermuda, Nuri, and his team have all of these. So can you imagine if you had
that's
all
the
of the
vision.
murals?
That's the vision. Because our daughter, when I used to pick my wife up from work, she'd be like, "Daddy, I want to see the octopus." And they got the big octopus. So it's like they see that, and then it's like, imagine if they could have that on a puzzle when they get him.
Absolutely.
So it's to collab with the artists. Yeah. That's what we're looking to do. So shout out to any local artists that want to collab with us.
Please do. And I'll be happy to put you in touch with Nuri if you don't know, because I think from the standpoint of a tourist, it could be almost like a scavenger hunt or a passport to art or something like that, where they get to go around and collect all of the puzzles that match the different walls. You know what I mean? So that's
a good idea.
Listen, I'm here every day. No, but I think that's wonderful, and I think that's what it's about. It's about that collaborative effort. How can we create an opportunity for people to take a bit of Bermuda home with them, but in the most genuine and unique way, right? Because this picture of the gumbays is very Bermudian, right? You're not going to get that anywhere else. And so being able to have that art and take it with them and partner that way, I think is brilliant. So I'm excited for that.
Thank you.
So what is next for you?
Next, I say the first thing would be to get the website. We're gonna launch our website. That'll probably be the first thing. And and then after that is to collaborate with schools and RAS teams.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, we're trying to, because we want to do some things like puzzle competitions.
Yeah.
Because like I heard that the chess clubs are coming back and things like that. So it'd be nice to have like a little puzzle competitions within these schools, and, you know, an annual puzzle competition, things like that. So we're looking to do that and some intimate things with couples. And, you know, I don't know if you want to add to it.
So, yeah, I think what he said, everything like getting it into the RAS teams in the schools, so we can the local partner with the local artists, so we can connect with the community and like, you know, it's like a sense of unity, like it's Bermuda, like you know, just showing off our home and what we represent as well. And then also we are getting some larger size puzzles in.
Yes.
So this would be the first that we've actually sampled of our 300 piece puzzle. So we are looking to start offering some 300 piece puzzles in the near future.
Okay, that's exciting, because I'm telling you, my mother-in-law, like I said, she and my daughter will get together and they will just spend the whole time. She even has the, you know, the big thing that you put the puzzle on. Yeah, you frame it and all of that kind of stuff. That could be another option too.
Like the actual puzzle supplies.
Yes.
Where you store them in, and some people like to glue them together, up as pictures and. Yeah.
Absolutely, especially when they're as beautiful as this. Why wouldn't you, right?
Especially after you put all that work into it.
Yeah. Okay, look, I don't have the patience, right? So I'm like, I tell my daughter, go down there with your BB. But they love doing it together. And so I think that's awesome. And what, you know, they do digital puzzles too now.
No.
You didn't know that? So my mother-in-law, like on her iPad, she puts puzzles together. What if you could offer
that?
Yes.
Into that.
That's good.
You know what I mean? They could do like a digital download of one of your pictures. Yeah, and then they could just
put that song together.
We actually have been
see these ideas. Look,
we've been thinking about like some innovative ways to connect with people, being that the world is moving more digital. So, you know, that's actually a really good idea and something that we can look into. Because everybody's on the iPad.
They are. And she does it. And so to have them, your art, right? Your Bermuda puzzle. So you charge for that. They download it, but it wouldn't be the same price as buying the actual product. But it's still passive income. It could be, right? And then that way, people all over the world could get access to it.
Even if they can upload that image to it, that'd be nice too.
Yeah, and make it a digital one.
Yeah, that's nice.
Girls and gentlemen. So that's exciting to hear. So I would love for you to just let people know how they can reach you, right? Currently, if they are interested in getting the puzzles.
So they can reach us on Instagram at Peace, that's PEACE, by PIECE, puzzles.bda.
Okay.
Or via email is pbp.puzzlesbda at gmail.com.
Okay. So. All right. Awesome. I am looking forward to seeing all of these new opportunities. I would love for you to just share with our listeners about entrepreneurship and the fact that you grew up in it, right? You didn't. So if there are people listening who maybe have a similar scenario, they're not sure, they're like, I can't do it. What would you say to encourage them to consider entrepreneurship?
I would say to keep going. Whether it's just a plan that you're written down or just a thought in your mind, don't forget about it. You know what I mean? Do your research on it and see what the market is like for that, because we thought about this in 2021 and here we are, started it last year, 2025. So keep at it, keep going, stay motivated, because sometimes it can be harsh out here and very deterring, but to stay motivated.
And for me, I would say just do it. Like, just go out there and do it, because some people, or a lot of people, tend to want to have it perfect.
Yes.
And that time that's going by, you missed a lot of money, you missed a lot of opportunities. So I would just say just go do it. Don't be ghetto about it, but just if you got a good package and you got everything, just go do it. Because you never know like how things could line up for you, who you gonna meet. Like she said, we may not always make money, but we always make connections with people, and that's the thing right there for us. That's big. So.
All right. Well, excellent advice. I would agree with you 100%. Like you have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And as you go through the process, you are perfecting what it is that you're offering, but you're getting that valuable feedback so that you know that you're going in the right direction. And to me, that's priceless, right? Yes. You could be waiting and tweaking, and then finally you release it and don't nobody want what you're selling. Exactly. So I would agree. Just try it. The worst thing is to have never tried, because you never know what the end result could be.
That's what Michael Jordan said. He said, "You any miss the shots you don't take."
Listen, I love it. But thank you both for joining me here on Mind Your Business. I appreciated it. I think we minded our business today.
Yeah.
Right? We did a little bit of that. And I'll just tell you, remember, if you don't mind your business, who will?
Yeah, who will?
Thanks for tuning in to Mind Your Business with me, your host, Jamillah Lodge. Tune in next week, Thursday at 4 p.m. because if you don't mind your business, who will? Mind Your Business is brought to you by BEDC. Bermuda Business starts here.